Okay, so what if I told you that the real secret to winning in the stock market isn't about finding some perfect, unbeatable strategy, but it's actually about becoming an expert at losing? Sounds crazy, right? Well, today we're diving deep into this really powerful and, yeah, counterintuitive philosophy from Tom Hougaard's book, Best Loser Wins.
All right, let's just kick things off with a pretty brutal fact. You see, brokers in Europe, they have to, by law, disclose what percentage of their retail clients are losing money. And the number that comes back year after year, it's just staggering. It hovers right around 80%. That's 4 out of every 5 people failing.
And that, right there, leads us to the big question for this whole explainer. I mean, think about it. We live in an age with infinite information, right? We have powerful software, instant news, endless online courses, so why? Why is the default outcome for most traders still failure? It's a huge paradox, and we are going to unpack it right now.
So it's never been cheaper or easier to get into trading, and yet that failure rate is still just astronomically high. How is that possible? Well, let's dive into what's called the 80% failure paradox.
I mean, just think about it for a second. The tools a trader has today, it's an arsenal that a pro from, say, 30 years ago would have killed for. Seriously, the spreads are razor thin, the charting packages are incredibly sophisticated, you've got news flowing in instantly, hundreds of technical indicators right at your fingertips. So yeah, the problem is clearly not a lack of tools or information.
And so, this leads most new traders down this very predictable path. They get convinced that the answer must be hidden somewhere in the charts, right? That there's some secret formula out there. But as Tom Hougaard points out, this is a really seductive trap.
They just dive headfirst into this world of super complex, almost mystical jargon. They start studying things like Fibonacci ratios.
And then they try to memorize hundreds of these candlestick patterns, with these crazy names like the Hanging Man or 3 Black Crows. And it's all part of this endless, exhausting search for that one holy grail strategy, the one they believe is going to finally unlock the markets for them.
But after years of chasing this very same illusion himself, Tom Hougaard's conclusion is, well, it's blunt, and it cuts right to the heart of the problem. He says that mastering technical analysis, it's not the key. It's just not what separates the winners from the losers.
Okay, so if it's not the charts, then what is it? Well, the book argues that the real enemy isn't the market at all. Nope, it's the actual wiring of our own brains. It's our normal, everyday thinking patterns that are our downfall.
And this slide just perfectly illustrates that faulty logic. Think about it. You're in a supermarket. You see something is 50% off. Your brain just screams, bargain, right? We're hardwired to buy low. But trying to apply that exact same buy the dip logic to a stock that's just crashing? Whoa, that is a recipe for total disaster.
And this is the crucial point right here. The mental shortcuts that make you a really savvy shopper, those are the exact same things that will absolutely get you killed in the financial markets. Because in trading, there's no such thing as cheap or expensive. There is only the price it is right now. Now, this is where it gets really, really fascinating. A major broker did this huge analysis. We're talking 43 million trades, and they found that the average retail trader actually wins more often than they lose. Yeah, 62% of the time. So you'd think, hey, they're pretty good at picking the direction, right? Well, not exactly. Here's the catch. Even though they win a lot, their average loss is nearly double their average win. So why does that happen? It's because of our psychology. We are wired to feel the pain of a loss about twice as much as the pleasure of a gain. So what do? We cut our winners short because we're scared they'll turn around. And we let our losers just run and run, hoping, praying they'll come back to break even. That's just human nature. And in trading, it is absolutely fatal.
So this all brings us to the book's truly revolutionary solution. If the real problem is our emotional reaction to losing, then the answer isn't to try and avoid losses altogether. No, the answer is to get really, really good at taking them.
Hougaard tells this great story about a guy named Dr. David Paul. He's this brilliant engineer who actually created his own sophisticated trading program. And one day, everything was lining up. His software said the market should go up, his friends said so, all the experts were saying it absolutely has to go up. He was completely certain. So he bought in, and he bought in heavily.
But the market started to fall. So what did he do? He bought more. It fell even further. And as he's just sitting there, completely stressed out and confused, his wife walks in, she takes one look at his screen,
And with zero emotional attachment to the trade, she just states the simple, undeniable fact, a fact that just cut through all of his noise, all of his analysis.
And boom! That was his thunderbolt moment. He suddenly realized that all his sophisticated reasons, his software, his ego, his friends' opinions, all of it was just blinding him to the simple reality right there on the screen. He wasn't trading the market, he was trading his own opinion.
And that right there perfectly defines this whole concept. Success in trading isn't about being right all the time. Not even close. It's about having the mental discipline to accept when you're wrong and to do it quickly without any emotional drama, so you can just move on to the next opportunity.
This is exactly how Tom Hougaard frames his entire identity as a trader. He literally reframes losing. It goes from being a source of shame to being a professional skill. He's proud of it. He takes his losses small, he does it unemotionally, and he does it consistently. And that, he says, is his superpower.
So the big question is, how do you actually do this? Well, the final part of the book really gets into the internal work that's required. It's not a journey of analyzing the market. It's a journey of analyzing yourself.
You know, this was the secret that the market itself eventually told Hougaard after years and years of struggling. The focus has to shift. It has to move away from the external stuff, the charts, the news, and turn inward to the internal. The real work is about understanding your own biases, your own fears, and your own tendencies.
So what does the path forward actually look like? Well, it's pretty clear, but let me tell you, it is not easy. It involves a serious commitment to rigorous self-analysis. It means developing real emotional discipline. And it means you have to actively undo those normal thinking patterns, those supermarket bargain instincts that feel so, well, so natural.
And really, that's the crucial takeaway. Whether we're talking about trading or any other high-stakes field, the book leaves us with this one powerful question to think about. Are you trying to master the market, or are you trying to master yourself? Because the pursuit of excellence, it turns out, isn't just about mastering a craft. It's about mastering your own mind.